can still hang out with them, but I don't drink anymore.
Mhm.
So and I do all this ridiculous exercise, and they don't really exercise at all, or very very little. But we're still that bond is still there. It's just different. It's just a different situation. I think it took me a while to accept that. I think before I was kept on going, oh, I don't really want to go to see them because blah blah blah. They made all these excuses, and then actually just once they accepted the fact that they're there, I do this, and then I could just go and have fun and just still have, just still be who I want, be authentic. I think that's what I always say to people. One of the
Mhm.
biggest things you can be in as a human being is authentic, not try to keep being this like chameleon trying to fit into all these different situations. Just you be who you want to be, and and accept yourself for that. And if no one accepts you as that, that's their loss. Because you're not going to be everyone's tea. But that's what naturally, as people, what we try to fit into situations, and what I've been told, like what we call goop or good opinion of other people. We kind of define ourselves in trying to fit into certain situations, when actually, when you start doing the inner work, you start understanding yourself, start being more confident, a lot more self-love, you can go out and be who you want to be and be your authentic self. And if people like that, they'd like it. If people don't, you'll resonate with the right people. The right people will resonate with you, and the people who don't won't. You won't. And you're cool with that because you're you're confident and authentic in who you are as a person. So, but that takes a lot of that takes inner work. That just doesn't happen overnight. You have
Yeah.
to you have to do that work to to get to that stage.
I mean, that really hit home because when I was younger, I spent a lot of time going to the pub with friends thinking, looking around going, why am I here? I don't
Yeah.
like these people. I don't like what we're talking about. I don't like sitting in a pub drinking. Like, I certainly would not have done the podcast. I certainly would not have, jumped out an airplane for a cancer charity. I would have never have done all these amazing things I've done if I had stayed that person. But I had to sort of step away and go, I'm not being authentic. I'm not being myself. How did you advise people to start in this journey of authenticity? How can we actually step up and go, no, that's not me. I might have done something bad in the past. I might be seen as a class clown at school. I might be whatever it is. How can we actually stand up and go, no, this is who I am now? Is it writing out who we want to be and then finding out how to get there? How do we start becoming authentic, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I always say to people, like, a new future is always available. It's always
Mm.
available, and it's being able to understand that, and be able to say, right, who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What sort of person do you want to be? And yeah, and these are the things of how you have to get quiet, go inward, and really start journaling to understand, like, who do you want? And most people are obviously working jobs they hate. They're with partners they don't like. They're hanging around with people they're not interested with, and they're just sort of bumbling through a life experience when it's kind of like, you know, and I've done that, so it's not as there's no judgment there. It's just being able to say, right, and sometimes we need a wake up call. I had a massive wake up call, and with that, obviously, I turned my life into a different situation. And sometimes we always have a defining moment in our life. Be it early on, be it later on. There'll always be a moment where you'll get the sign. It's time to go and do something different,
Yeah.
and it depends really in that moment what you decide to do and how you take that message, because it always comes to us. And it was one of the biggest things I think I learned probably from a Dr. Joe Dispenza podcast, which I listened to, and obviously his books are amazing anyway. But like breaking the habit of being yourself, and you are the placebo, like amazing books. But one of the podcasts, he was like talking to someone. I think it was Lewis Howes, and they were talking, and he was just like, there comes a moment when you'll have to go inward to